What's going on, guys? It's MindShaz here, bringing us another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to be doing for you guys is going over the top 5 things we need in Battlefront 2. Now, this is the third episode of this series that I started a few weeks ago. I'm not exactly sure when I started it, probably a month and a half ago, and I just go over 5 things that I think Battlefront 2 needs to improve overall as a game. Now, the first 2 episodes were actually things that I thought were more critical. This episode is more of things that we don't need immediately, but I think also would be really cool and awesome to have in the game. So, starting off at number 5, I said a squad system. Now, this is something that Battlefront 2 has been severely lacking. A proper squad system. What we have now is something really awkward. We need a system that makes it easier for people to play with each other, for friends to interact with each other in the game and go into games together. I personally play solo 99% of the time, but I see people all the time on Reddit and stuff talking about us needing a proper squad up system or a party up system, something like that. Right now, the squad system, like I said, is kind of awkward. Like, I've had games where the other person I'm with in my squad is on the different team that I'm playing against, or sometimes we just aren't even in the same map. It's very weird how it all works. Kind of works, I feel like a PlayStation party chat where you guys can be in the same party, but you guys can be doing 2 completely different things. I mean, like in Battlefront, I mean, my friend could be playing Starfighter Assault and I could be playing Galactic Assault, and you just wouldn't even know what's going on. So I think a proper party system would be great. It would benefit us a lot, of course, and a lot of people have been requesting it as of late, so it would be nice to see that come into the game. Coming in at number 4, I said changes to default weapons. Now, what I mean by changes, to get a little more specific with you guys, is I think that they should be standalone weapons. Now, like I said, like I didn't say at all, I haven't said this yet, but this one's kind of weird. I think it would be awesome to see it happen personally. I don't know about you guys, but I think they should be more independent, more standalone in a sense. I see that people on Reddit are talking about the default weapons, and some players use them more than the weapons that you earn through leveling up, and like I think that's pretty telling. I mean, people really like the E11, I'm pretty sure, is a default weapon for assaults, or just any default weapon. Some people really like over the actual weapons that you have to earn through ranking up that class and whatnot. I think it'd be nice to have them as standalone weapons that we can choose, and we can even earn mods for them. That would be super awesome. I want to use what blaster I want, when I want, on any maps, wherever I want. Okay, I get that they're trying to keep it somewhat canon, so it would make sense that a certain faction has to use that certain blaster on a certain map because it's in a certain time period. But listen, I want to use one of these default blasters. Sometimes I don't even know what the default blaster is because it just changes every time. I believe that they perform the same, but it would really be nice to see them as standalone weapons. It would add like 6 different weapons into the game for each class, which would add a little bit of variety. Now, as for balancing, I don't know what they would do. They might have to just keep them like the same as everything, but I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if they add them as standalone weapons and even allow us to earn mods for them. Very cool thing. So that was number 4. Moving on to number 3, I said more frequent content drops. Now, this one is a little more critical because the game waiting for seasons for months isn't very good for the game's health and for the game's lifespan, I guess. For this one, I'm not talking about seasons per se, but I'm talking about things like the Bespin map coming back with that big progression change, or the Rodian skin that we just got with the surprise patch, or the Hoth skins that we just got, like yesterday, I believe the Han Solo one came out. That was the 3rd and final Hoth skin. But the little things like that while waiting for actual seasons is a nice incentive to play the game while it's a little bit of off time, a little bit of a drought as for like content, in regards to content and stuff. They took some time and effort to complete. I'm talking about the challenges for the Leia and Hoth skins, at least the Luke one. Did not need to take 3 weeks, but the other challenges still required you to play the game quite a bit. A little bit of a grind, not really super hard to achieve, but they were related to what you were doing, and I think they were pretty darn good, and it got people to play the game. And I think seeing little things like maps from the old game and skin challenges is a good way to try and hold out until the next season arrives. Now, we were in an odd circumstance for this one because the progression system was the main priority of the team, so I understand what was going on with this wait. I'm hoping Season 2 is soon, but I still think frequent content drops like just sprinkled in between seasons is a nice little compliment to the game. Coming in at number 2, I said private matches. Now, there's quite a few things you can do with private matches, like 1v1s with your friends. You could do party games with your friends, like gun game, like you make your own gun game or something. You can do things for cinematic purposes. You can explore maps, even though you can do that in arcade, but mostly for playing with or against friends. Like, if you guys are like, you got 4 friends over, or it's like you and 3 other people, and you guys want a 2v2 or something, and I think it'd just be super good for the game's health and lifespan for private matches to be integrated into the game, because private matches, I think, are a must in nowadays. I think they're necessary in any shooter game in 2018 at least, but they still aren't in the game, so hopefully we can get them soon. It would be very nice to see. That was number 2. Now moving on to number 1. Before I go on to number 1, I do want to do a little recap. We had the squad system at number 5. We had default weapons being their own weapons at number 4. At number 3, we had more frequent content drops. And at number 2, which I just talked about, was private matches being introduced. Now for number 1, I'm just going to be completely blunt with this one. We need Season 2. We need it as soon as possible. And in my opinion, it can't be a solo season. It needs to be Clone Wars. Based off the single trailer, I can't imagine there's too much content that would make people excited for Season 2 to be solo. After waiting 4 to 5 months for it, I think it would just be a big slap in the face after we've been saying Clone Wars for so long. It's literally just been Obi-Wan and Grievous and like Geonosis or Utapau or any Clone Wars map, but Obi-Wan and Grievous is the big part of Season 2 in Clone Wars. That's what people want to see. We want to see Clone Wars being introduced in the game. We don't want Solo. I'm fine with Solo being introduced as a Season 3 after Clone Wars, but it's not that huge to me. We haven't seen the movie yet, and we don't know if there's even going to be anything interesting. We don't see a lot of heroes. I mean, maybe Kira, but we don't want a young Han and Lando. Those are probably just end up being skins at best. But nonetheless, we do want Season 2 no matter what it is. Yes, DICE has been doing very well recently with their updates, and adding in skins and communicating more consistently has been very nice to see, but Season 2 needs to happen. They've gained a lot of momentum, so don't go and crush it, DICE. We don't want to see Solo, okay? It's simple as that. Just keep this momentum going. I hope you guys have something great planned for Season 2, because we've waited so long. We've been somewhat patient, and it would be very nice to just see Season 2 happen, along with all this stuff that's recently happened with progression changed, and this hotfix that came in nice and clutch to patch up what didn't work out in patch 2.0. But we can only hope for the best. That's 5 things. That was episode 3 of 5 things I think we need in Battlefront 2. I might try to continue this series, but I'm kind of running out of stuff to do. I already have 15 things on the channel if you guys want to check out episode 1 and 2. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys want to see anything in Battlefront 2, put it in the comments down below and let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely drop a like. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. Love you guys so much. I hope you had an amazing day, everybody, and peace out.